Alright guys, so welcome back into another PGA DFS video. This week we're going to actually have both of the tournaments here for you. Got the WGC event, then we're also going to have the Bermuda Championship coverage here for you, so stay tuned for that. We're going to put more focus on the WGC event, but we will also be covering the Bermuda pretty decently as well. Going over the stat fits for this week, really want to focus on guys that are going to be good off the tee, specifically driving accuracy. The roughs can be kind of penalizing, so some of the players that kind of fit the stat mold that I was looking for this week are going to be Cameron Smith, Sungjae Im, Corey Connors, who just continues to play well this year, Andrew Putnam, same thing, continues to play well this year, Charles Howell, who definitely has found his form from old, and then Adam Hadwin, who he just continues to play well as well. Looking at the course history, there is actually some course history that we can go off of finally. It seems like forever ago since we've had course history to go off of, but Henrik Stenson, really solid course history. I'm not sure I'm going to end up on him, but he does have some great course history. Matthew Fitzpatrick, not too bad as well. Patrick Reed, a couple of T7s mixed in there. Rafa Cabello, just very solid, lots of top 20 finishes. Tony Finau, Justin Rose, and Paul Casey are all going to be guys that have some solid course history. Maybe not as much upside as you'd like, but do definitely like those plays as well, course history-wise. Then just going over recent form, Corey Connors has obviously been really good so far this year. Charles Howell, his game seems to be trending upwards. Really been solid so far at this beginning of the year. Billy Horschel, if you go back to last year and then into this year, really been a solid golfer. He's had 2 top 10 finishes in his last 3 events. Sungjae Im, we know what he's been doing, continues to play well. And then Roy Hideki, I really don't think I have to touch on that. Those 2 players have been really good as well. All right, so let's touch on the plays for the WGC event here. So we got Rory here, who has a T4 and a T11 finish. Definitely not a bad pick. He's obviously in some really good form. Hideki's a former winner at this course in 2017, so I don't mind that pick. Xander Schauffele, the defending winner, obviously that's going to be a good pick for you. He always seems to play well in these no-cut field events. Got Justin Rose, a 3rd overall finish and a 1st overall finish in his last 2 times here. Then we got Paul Casey, T16, T11, T12, T23. Obviously, he's in some really good form, so I do like that play quite a bit. I feel like if I wanted to pay up for one of those studs, it'd be him, but I'm really fine with all of them. If you end up in one of their price ranges, perfectly fine with playing any one of them. Tommy Fleetwood's going to be another good play, T7, T20, and T30 in his last 3 starts here at this course. I would say Tommy Fleetwood's been really solid pretty much the last year, so that's a play that I do like quite a bit. Going a little bit lower, you could play any one of those guys kind of in that midsection there, but the play I want to go with the most, I think, would be Sungjae Im. Really good stat fit. Top 10 according to my model this week. Really good recent form. The only problem with him is he doesn't have that course history that we'd want to see, but still, we know that's a good pick. Going a little bit lower, we got Cameron Smith, who T54 and T64 in his 2 starts here. Not the best, but his recent form is great. He's one of the best stat fits in the field. 33rd in ball striking. Top 15 in birdie to bogey ratio, which I think will be a nice little stat for us this week. He's a top 40 driving accuracy player. Billy Horschel, obviously really good recent form there. T11 last year at this course, so he's going to be a good play at that price point. Dating back to last year, like I said, just been really solid. Some people might not notice that, especially because his stats don't always pop, but he has been playing well. Going a little bit lower, Tyrrell Hatton, T11 here last year. Or T22, T11, T23, and a T54. He's 1st in birdie to bogey ratio and 2nd in driving accuracy. So that's a play that I really like quite a bit there at that price range. But the problem is we got Rafa right here as well. Really great course history. 3 straight top 20 finishes. And we know Rafa's been in some really good form. So kind of tough right there. That section's pretty nice. Then also we got, Corey Connors here, priced a little bit cheaper, who doesn't have the course history, but he's a really good stat fit, and just continues to play well this season. So he's kind of putting it all together. So those 3 plays at that mid tier, you could make your build out a lot with that. But we also got Charles Howell here, T15 here, 2 years ago, really good stat fit, top 20 according to my model. He seems to have found his game that he kind of lost a little bit last year. Top 20 in ball striking, and then T33 in birdie to bogey ratio. Adam Hadwin, Best stat fit in the field this week. T30 and a T65 finish here in the last 2 weeks. I don't know what more I can say. He's been in some really good form. He did let some people down last week. I ended up fading him a little bit more as the week went on last week because his ownership was quite high. So I'm really hoping that helps us this week. Hopefully his ownership isn't as high this week. Andrew Putnam's another play that I do like quite a bit. He let me down, round 2, round 3, round 4 last week. But another really good stat fit week for him this week. Top 15 according to my model. He had a T4 here last year. So obviously this course does set up well for him as well. Then we got Ian Poulter here. Ian Poulter's a world-class player, and he typically does well in events like this. Looking at his course history, 21st finish last year, and then 2016, he had a T30 finish. Relatively good form there as well, so he's not going to be a bad pick as well. Going a little bit lower, I don't really want to go that low, but I know some people are going to try to do studs and duds approach. Keegan's obviously a guy that can have upside when he's playing his game. This course does set up decently well for him. 6th overall finish here last year. Ziyang, I don't know if I said that right, but T50 finish, T44 finish, T21 finish in the last few years here. Really solid stat fit as well. Top 20 according to my model. And obviously he's in that really good recent form that you guys just saw there. So he's going to make for a nice value play there. Price at under 7K. Paul Warren, just pretty good recent form there. No course history. Don't mind the play at that price point. And then a bonus value pick is going to be Richard Stern, T38 and T60 here. So he does have that course history. Not really any good finishes, but he has been playing some good golf recently. That's going to be the finishing build for the GPP lineup. And now let's get into the Bermuda Championship, an event that I'm really looking forward to. All right, so getting into the Bermuda Championship, we got Denny McCarthy here, who obviously is in some great form, great stat fit. He's pretty much checking all the boxes here. I am going to be looking at comp course history, and the one course that he's played comp course-wise, T41 finish. Lanto Griffin, also pretty much the exact same thing as Denny McCarthy. I think if you can pay up for both these guys, you should. The only problem with Lanto Griffin is he's coming off that victory when we had him at that Houston Open. So typically, that's kind of his ceiling. We don't know where the mindset is after the victory, but he has taken a few weeks off. Scotty Scheffler is actually going to be the best overall stat fit for this event. I'm not sure I want to pay that price for him, though. Mark Hubbard here, kind of a plotter. I really don't mind this pick. Obviously in some good recent form. He's a good stat fit as well for this course. Pretty good putter. Really good strokes gained total guy so far this year, so I don't mind him. Doc Redman is also going to be a really good stat fit. He's just been ball striking and total driving really well this year. Top 20 in both of those. And, if he gets in trouble, he is top 30 in scrambling as well. Brian Sturd here, T8 in one of the comp courses that I'm looking at. So that's real nice. Pretty solid stat fit overall as well. Top 10 according to my model this week for this event. So I do like that pick. He is priced up a little bit too much, just more of a low owned GPP play. If you want to pay up for a cut, it's going to be Brian Gay this week, who has been pretty solid this year, has really good comp course history, 0 missed cuts, a T22 and a T41 in the 2 events that I'm looking at comp course wise. Ryan Armour, pretty much same thing that I just said for Brian Gay, except for the recent form isn't there, but he does have that last event where he finished pretty well. Going a little bit lower, Roberto Castro, you guys probably saw this play coming already. I played him quite a bit dating back to last year, and he hasn't let me down this year as well, so I'm going to keep jamming him into my builds. And he also has good comp course history as well, so I do like that play quite a bit. DJ Trahan, good comp course history as well. I don't want to overvalue comp course history, but I know the player that DJ Trahan is. Good ball striker, good total driver. This is a course that he should play well at. 2 out of 3 make cuts so far this year, so I do like that play. But that's kind of going to be the player pool for this one. That's going to be kind of the player pools that I'm looking at for those 2 tournaments. If you guys want to see a little bit more of a breakdown of the Bermuda Championship, I'm going to be posting the player pool for that one. There's definitely more picks in there. Just didn't want to make this video too long covering both events. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Thanks. Appreciate it.